When the Ukraine-Russia war started, the US, UK and the European Union sanctioned Russia left, right and center. They said they will damage the Russian economy. However, Russia seems to have actually made a windfall gain. How? Let's find out. Hi and welcome to TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of TFI Media Group. I am your host Piyush, and if you haven't subscribed to TFI English channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. Coming back to the story, in this video, I am here to tell you why Western sanctions have benefited Russia instead of harming it. The US and the rest of the Western world seem to have sanctioned every possible Russian product entering the markets except Russian oil and natural gas due to Europe's dependence on these supplies. Yet a few Western buyers imposed voluntary bans on Russian oil. Again, they were hoping that this will destroy Russia's oil and natural gas business. Yet this has actually made Russia richer. In the first 100 days of war, Russia's revenues from fossil fuels, that is oil, natural gas and coal, have broken all records. The revenues are being driven by an artificial surge in prices and increasing export volumes. As per a study by the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, Moscow is said to have earned a record 93 billion euros through sale of fossil fuels over this period. Two-thirds of this revenue reportedly came from oil exports. Lori, an analyst at the center, said, "The current rate of revenue is unprecedented because the prices are unprecedented and export volumes are close to their highest levels on record." First of all, let us find out who has stopped buying Russian oil. Australia, Britain, Canada and the United States have imposed outright bans on Russian oil supplies. However, these are bans and not sanctions. So these countries have stopped buying Russian oil voluntarily without any implications for any third party who wants to buy Russian oil. The US had carved out an exception for Russian oil and natural gas given European Union's dependence on these fossil fuels. Within Europe, some buyers are avoiding Russian oil due to fear of reputational damage or possible legal consequences. Yet, the 27 European Union members haven't completely stopped buying Russian oil. Germany has opposed any such move due to fears of recession, and Hungary too is opposing any bans. So, countries in Europe are buying Russian oil even at elevated global oil prices. This is a windfall of sorts for Russia, which is making higher revenue by selling broadly the same amount of oil to Europe. Next up are the Asian markets like India and China. Russia is offering steep discounts and low prices to these two huge economies. So these two countries are purchasing more Russian oil than ever before. Consider this. In the whole of 2021, India purchased some 16 million barrels of Russian oil. This formed a very small share of India's total oil imports, as India traditionally sources most of its energy from the Gulf and the US. However, since late February, India is estimated to have bought at least 13 million barrels of Russian crude oil. Increasing oil prices and limited options have promoted India to move towards discounted Russian oil. China is a traditional purchaser of Russian oil. However, it is purchasing even more oil than it used to purchase earlier. China purchased 800,000 barrels per day of Russian oil in 2021. However, in May, it is estimated to have purchased a near record of 1.1 million barrels of oil per day. Who is gaining with these heightened purchases? Russia, of course. At the outset, it may seem that Russia is offloading its oil at heavy discounts. It might seem that due to a shortage of buyers, Russia is selling its oil at a loss. However, this is where Russian oilonomics gets rather complicated. In reality, oil prices are high not because of any real rise in oil extraction costs, but due to a shortage of options. Four large economies have said that they won't purchase any oil from Russia. So they are putting more pressure on a limited oil market and artificially enhancing oil prices. On the top of it, Iranian and Venezuelan oil has been squeezed out of the markets already, and there are very limited options left to source affordable oil. In between the war, the Biden administration too said that it was not ruling out export curbs to ease pump prices. Such announcements lead to speculation in the crude oil market and further elevated prices. Russia is already getting a very good price for its oil from the seller's perspective, and it will make huge profits even after offering steep discounts to India and China. For Asian economies, discounted Russian oil is actually a great deal given the paucity of other options and a comparatively more affordable price. India and China are purchasing sufficient oil to compensate for what Russia is losing out in Britain, Australia, the US, and Canada. Also, Russia is getting a much better price for its product due to curbs imposed by the West in the first place. Russian oilnomics thus shows that Western curbs are actually making Russia richer.